Okay guys, so today I decided to try and plastic weld using this old soldering iron. I haven't done it before and I thought I'd just give it a go on this big inner wheel arch liner, which was hit by a rock and knocked this big chunk of plastic out. Put a big crack up above it here, and then on the inside mount it split it all along there too. Right here. If you do this, definitely wear a proper air filter mask. Don't wear one of those little paper masks because you might as well not wear one, it's not going to do anything for you. If you do it, definitely be outside if you can, or in a well ventilated area with a fan either blowing fumes away or sucking them out of the room ideally. So the iron I used was as cheap as it comes, it was completely basic and it was just 80 watt rated, that was all it was set to. It had a round wedge end on it, which was relatively wide, and I was using that to stab halfway through the material, and then sort of drag it back, stab halfway through, drag it back, stab halfway through, to try and join the plastic the whole way through after I'd flipped it over and done the other side. So as it ended up is just how it went back in. I'm sure that you could flatten everything out and make it look nice and smooth, but for what I was doing it wasn't worth the time or the effort to try and figure it out. So this was the result of the first weld I did, and it was only one side, and then I gave it a twist to see how strong it was, to see if it would break. So I finished this side off camera because it was a bit awkward to work with the iron around the camera stand. So after doing both sides of the second crack, it was in a lot nicer spot where I could try and flex it and see actually how strong it was going to be, and I was quite surprised. It was finished, I went back through and melted all the ridges back into the wee cavities where the soldering iron was pushed into the plastic. So reattaching this patch of plastic was a bit of a pain because it was always trying to fall out and I couldn't clamp it in or anything, so I figured I'd just try and put a couple of wee tack welds to hold it in place temporarily till I could weld the rest of it up. There was a rubbery piece at the bottom of the arch liner which I thought I would try and reconnect to, but there was a bit too much material missing and it was a bit flimsy and tried to just pull apart as soon as you melted it. After getting everything roughly flattened back out, I ended up bolting it back in the car. It looks rough, but it'll do the job.